Hey guys, I'm Colwen. I'm coming with another Transformers review, another back in the past, back in the current going on here. We've got 2006 Classics AstroTrain next to 2019 or 2020 War for Cybertron, Siege of Cybertron AstroTrain with his accessory box that he came with in his packaging. So, let me go ahead and push these two guys off to the side for a moment, and we'll talk about the Classics AstroTrain. I unfortunately do not have his original gun, so I can't talk about that, but we can talk about him straight up. And like, at the time when he came out, he was considered okay, but he has, yeah, there's a lot of flaws and issues with him. But like, the robot mode is okay. It's not like straight from the animated show, because Classics was kind of doing their own thing, their own reinterpretation. But like, you can still see AstroTrain as he is. He's got the train parts. He's got, you know, kind of reminiscent of the other guy a little bit. And like, he did his own thing also. He's yeah, he does. They both do their own thing. But head sculpt is AstroTrain. That's a decent head sculpt. Why is he white? Because he's one of the repaints. I can't remember which version he is. Backpack is relatively clean. Articulation, like, you know, you can see the train parts on his shoulders, and like, he uses the train nicely. Articulation wise, he can kind of look backwards, but that's really more for the transformation. He does have a ball jointed neck, which does actually let him look straight up on the ball joint, so the neck is very nice. The shoulders are ball jointed with another hinge on the inside, which is mainly for transformation. Ball jointed elbows, and like, this train kibble can get in the way once in a while, but it's not a big deal. The hands are not posable, but that's okay for the time. No waist articulation, but like, I think they could have gotten it in there, but I think it's really more for transformation. Instead, he's got these weird outwards swinging Jean-Claude Van Damme hips. And then he's got a forward forward hip with a slight, very not even there knee bend. So like, there is some knee bent poses, and there is some out to the side, kind of like, you're not going to get too many spread leg poses with this guy. And yeah, he's got the heel spur and the toe, but you're really not going to use those either. From the waist up, he's got nice posability, but like, they just completely shot themselves in the foot from the waist down, and like, these kind of hips, these appear on other figures. So it is a running issue. Let's go ahead and put him back there. And like, 2006, 2008. He is 2019. So like, we're almost 10 years. Yeah. This is a 10-year progress between the figures, and like, this guy is nice. Let's talk about his accessory pack for a moment. When it's in this mode, and we'll put it back in this mode for later on, but this is his caboose mode. It plugs onto the back of his train mode, and he just hauls it along with him. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and steal these parts off, and we can use these to make him some super booties and make him just noticeably taller. Just a little bit taller. Then we're going to open up the sides of the container here, and we're going to pull out these other guns. And more guns. Put the guns over there for a moment, and we can look at this. This thing later on gets used as like a launch platform thing for his rocket mode, which is kind of cool. And there's a whole bunch of cool tech detailing on it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take this, stick it back there, spin it around, flip it over, and now we've got kind of an armored cape thing going on. Yeah, it's not the best. Can I? I cannot fold that up. Okay. Yeah, and it just hangs off his back. But then we've got these two heavy looking, long distance, repeating blaster things of doomage. I like how they got that weird cut down barrel thing going on. I'm not sure what the heck that would be for, but that's cool looking. Let's go ahead and mount these on him Seeker style. And we got here a cool little 5-shot missile pod. And it's got a peg hole on the inside and a peg port there and another peg port. I'm going to go ahead and mount this on his wrist. Oh. No, can't do that? I know. I'll fold these panels back and I'll just mount it down here on his ankle. He used to be an Autobot till he got a missile launcher installed on his ankle. And then we got this cool looking high-powered bazooka thing going on. I'm not sure, but I think some of these might be able to slide together and hook together and stuff. I don't know, I'll have to experiment with that. I'm going to go ahead and put that on his forearm mount right there. And then this would be my favorite, a big old heavy-duty multi-barrel Gatling gun. Oh yeah, I like that. That's very cool. We can go ahead and put that in his arm right there. And we have him all loaded on and ready for bear, ready to tear stuff up like a good Decepticon. He's a lot of grays and purples, I know. But and he's got all these cool little tech detailing all over him. He's got some good stuff going on. Like, yeah, the accessory pack is a little excessive and annoying, but like, it's more guns. Articulation-wise, he does not have the ability to look straight up, but he does have a decent side-to-side neck swivel with a little bit of head and tiltage. Not much, though. This here is transformation joint, so try and keep that down and secure. Mine's not staying secure. Yeah, it's not wanting to clip on. And he's wanting to drop his gun. He's got universal jointed shoulder right here. He's got a at the shoulder swivel, double jointed elbows, which comes in handy for transformation. And no wrist articulation, but he does have that hinge for transformation. He's got universal jointed hips, no waist articulation, just like the older guy, no waist articulation. He's got an at the hip swivel. He's got a decent 90-degree knee bend, and he's got ankle tilts so you can get nice wide stances on his A-brand. Let's get him straightened up. Let's bring in the older AstroTrain and my size comparisons. I've got my soda can. I've got my Film Noir Spider-Man. And we've got the car robots. And so I don't forget, let's go ahead and bring in his friend Blitzwing. Those two big beefy dudes look really good next to each other. I'm gonna have to remember that. Oh no, you stay. Oh boy. Oh boy. So let's go ahead and take the older AstroTrain and transform him into a shuttle mode. Would like you guys to take his legs and peg them together. Come to the underside here and fold up what will be the landing gear to get that out of the way. Now this is a really interesting way of doing it. So like this little hole pegs onto that little tab to hold those in place. When you get ready to transform it, you're going to pull it away, turn it around on a ball joint, and then use the internal hinge to swing it around to the front. And then we can peg it together and then close down the top of the toes to make the front of the shuttle. And yes, this guy does have a realistic inspired shuttle mode. We're going to see in a moment. Now, this is something they kind of done away with. The slide joints. Just slide the whole thing up on there. Come up here, take the chest piece and close it up. We're going to fold down the back and take this other back piece, and we're going to hinge the head away. Close that up. Now, before we close down the wings, take the arms and push those robot vehicle pieces on there and close these shoulder pieces down over the arms. And on each side, well, on one side is a peg with a hole in the arm, and the other side there's pegs with holes with pegs in the arm. So we're going to line those up where they want to be. And then take the wings, lay them back down flat, take this engine piece, and there's a hinge that's going to swivel around and lock that in place. And the wheels that are underneath the arms do have little spots in the wings to go into. Let's pull that landing gear back down again, and there he is in his somewhat realistic space shuttle mode. Like, the whole front end and most of it is realistic, but then you got these weird bulges on the side as if it's some type of custom add-on. But, like, it works. It makes a cool looking space shuttle with, like, some weird added science fiction-y bits, you know, like, oh yeah, sure, they strapped on extra fuel tanks on the side of the shuttle, sure, you know. And look at that underside. There's like zero kibble underneath there. All the robot stuff turns into a vehicle part. It's brilliant. And look at that. Look. And it can stand up on its shuttle tail. We got the little reveal the shield, little rub sign going on there. We'll put him in the back there. And let's go ahead and bring in the Siege AstroTrain. And yeah, you gotta pull the majority of his weapons off for his transformation, but we're going to get into that in a moment. And yes, we need to take these off as well. You know, I'm going to put those off the side, and when we get to the shuttle mode, I'm going to see if those might be able to remount on. Let's take that off. I'm going to put that down there. Okay, so first, you're going to want to start with the arms. The arms are the absolute most annoying, most confusing, actually kind of intimidating aspect about this guy. So, flip the wrists in first. That's fine. You see this tab back here on the shoulder? That tab needs to go into this slot. So, in order to do that, he's facing towards you. You're going to turn the arm around at the swivel underneath the shoulder. We're going to do that again over here. Alright. Then, this tab can go into this slot by just using that double hinge and getting it in there. Just use that double hinge and get it in there. Now, you're going to end up with this. This is going to get in the way. Just ignore that as best you can. You gotta turn the shoulders to where his elbows are facing towards you. Then using these transformation hinges, lift his arms up over his head and just situate them like this. You see that? Yeah, I need to raise the camera up because he's going to get taller for a moment. Okay. Look at that guy. So, what do I do next? Okay. These right here are little hinge pieces. I said we're going to shuttle mode, so you gotta take this whole chest section right here. You see this? And lift that up and over. Ooh! Oh, that's what those are for! He's had little skirt pieces his entire time. He's had little skirt pieces his entire time. Okay. We're gonna cover up his face because he's embarrassed to look at me now. And like, this is gonna just rest here for right now. It's gonna just rest there for right now, okay? Let's take these pieces, hinge those back over. I was wondering why he had siege ports on his hips like that. Those ports are for the vehicle mode. Thank goodness I'm not a professional. We're going to come to the backpack. Going to use that double hinge underneath it to swing everything back underneath him. You see that? Then, these engine pieces can come back. And you see these little tabs here? They're going to go into these little parts here. Like that. So we're assembling the back end of the space shuttle right now, okay? Alright. See, everything's all done here. We got some more siege ports down here, down there. Let me guess. He's had a waste this entire time. He has a waste. He has a waste. Don't you look at me like that. I swear I'll throw you across this room. No, I won't. No, I won't. So, the legs. We're going to take the feet, and we're going to... Yeah, this is why you can't use, because the ports you would use for his slippers get concealed up on there. And I said we were going to shuttle mode. So we're going to take the sides. Right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Down in here on the inside of the leg, there's a double hinge. Keeping the leg straight. You're going to use that double hinge to swing everything back. And that's going to cover up the upper legs, pegged together. And now we have him in his shuttle mode. And before you think, gee, we should be able to take this and use this somehow on that. No, you really, there's nothing, there's no way that I know of. So, this is sadly, even though I do like it, this is the weaker of the two modes with this guy. Like, with him, shuttle mode is really strong. Robot mode sucks, shuttle mode is strong. Robot mode is awesome. Shuttle mode is like you could excuse this as like some type of military upgrade thing. Okay, fine. And like, yeah, I like the idea of being able to, these are blasters and it swings up and you can, you know, get a little bit of aiming going on there. Okay, that's cool. The wings are fine. But all this in the middle, like, It looks like half of his hull just got ripped off in some horrible crash landing accident. It's ridiculous. So these we're gonna take and we're going to peg those together real quick. And there's these holes in the base, and then there's these tab things here, and that's gonna tab together like so. And when you tab it together, it pushes these little wheels down, which is kind of cool. Then we're going to take that, and is it like this? Oh, no, wait. That goes there. No, that can't go there. That has to go there like that. I want to say this is it. And then I take him. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. But sure, yeah, we'll go with that for right now. And he's got his guns and all kinds of spots to mount them, but like, I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to stick him back here, and we're going to continue with talking about these guys. Soda Can, Film Noir Spider-Man, we got the car robots, and yes, we got to bring in the Blitzwing. You know, they still look kind of good next to each other. Like, the size scale is kind of ridiculous. And, like, he's got all these other accessories. But, like, they still look kind of good together. I think they still works. Still works. So, let's put you over there. And I'm going to do a little sidestep for a moment and kind of skip ahead. So, like, let's take the trailer here, okay? And let's load all the guns in. I want to say this one, no, that one goes there, this one goes here, which means this needs to go down there, and then this goes here, and this goes over here, and you're going to end up with the weapons kind of like this, okay? Then we're going to close up the back, we're going to bring in the sides, we're going to close that up, and there's these tabs right here that are going to tab in. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so it seems that they want specific gun on specific side, so there's enough clearance so you can get this slot onto that tab. There we go. And then we can close the top over, and now we have his caboose. Caboose! Okay, so now that we got that thing done, let's go ahead and stand you up so I can get some extra space to move. And we're going to go in and we're going to take this guy and turn him into his train mode. That's the funny thing with most AstroTrains. Usually it's easier to go from robot to shuttle mode and then train mode. It's just how he tends to be. Now, go ahead and pull down the sides of his wings just to get them out of the way for right now. And pull down the engine and just pull everything out of the way. Come up here to the sides, and we're going to take these things and we're going to spin them around on the on that ball joint and bring them around on those hinges and just peg the arms right together. And we can see there, now we got the windows all lined up. We're going to take that chest crest thing, that tail fin, and just fold it flat out. Then we're going to take the wings and hinge them all the way back, and that's going to cover up the shuttle pod, the shuttle cockpit. And there's these tabs on the other underside of the wings. They're going to go into these slots on either side of the shuttle. And then twist the, preferably before you lock it in place, twist around the engines and just let them sit down in place. They really don't even peg in. They just sit flat. And this needs to peg together, and you want to turn this around so that kind of sweeps along with the body. And here we go. Now, AstroTrain was traditionally like an old school steamer engine. This one, yes, they went more of a Japanese bullet train style, and he came out in 2006. He came out in 2019, so yeah, about 10 years difference. But it's nice. It's a nice, sleek little train. It can slide, as trains should apparently do. And like, it's a good little bullet train. I like it. It does the job. Go ahead and take him, put him over there. And we're going to come over here, and we're going to transform him into his own train mode, which is a lot better than the then yeah. So let's go ahead and come up here, and we're going to unpeg those side panels and flip that over and close that all the way. We're going to come to the wings, and we're going to close them down around the body, and we're going to fold in those tail tips, and just go ahead and, well, rotate them around halfway, because now we got to work on the front end. The front end's going to be annoying. So take these pieces and just flip them up and out of the way. Then open the legs back up again, and then split the front end apart. We got to come in here, and you're going to want to pull up the smokestack out of both sides of the shuttle pod. And then, how was it? Here we go. That is interesting. This right here, we got the shuttle pod here, the shuttle nose cone here, and just the whole thing twists around on itself. And then we're going to close those back together. We're going to turn them over on his belly. We're going to close back together the sides of his legs. And then we can bring these parts up and hinge them into place. And we got these little tabs that are going to rest right here in those little slots there. And look at that. We have our traditional steamer style. And yeah, the front end, the wheels do roll. But like, yeah, it doesn't line up, which is kind of funny. And I'm not sure if there's a way to really adjust that down at all, but like, we got the front with the steamer style thing and the smokestack, and like, there's just a little bit of science fiction-y steampunk thrown in there, but like, you're not gonna really be able to tell. And we can take our, and now we've got our is it that? No, it's definitely this way. Definitely this, and even that thing doesn't actually lay down completely flat. Look how long they are, though. They're almost... oh, well, yeah. 10 years later, and like the main body, actually, the old one is longer than the new one with just the main body. Come on. Let me stand these guys back up here. I'm gonna put the caboose thing there on the side. Let me adjust my camera up so we can get a really nice height comparison. Let's bring in Film Noir Spider-Man, our soda can, and the car robots. And yes, one moment. One moment. We got him with the Blitzwing. So, does the train look good next to the tank? Yeah, they still look good together. You know, have him cruising down the tracks and have him moving back and forth to help defend them. Yeah, I know. It works. Are we done? You know what? I'm gonna call that done. This is the classics. AstroTrain compared to the more recent Siege War of Cybertron 2019 AstroTrain. The price differences are huge. This guy was $10 back in the day. This guy, with his trailer and all his extra weapons, was $50. If you're going to get the newer one, honestly, I'd recommend buying him and stashing him away in the closet and forgetting that you paid $50 for him, because him by himself really should only have been about $30. Like, him with a couple of guns, but they had to boost his price up. He can go for quite a bit on eBay sometimes, so be advised on that. He was cheap in the day, but like, he's harder to find nowadays and stuff. They're both good figures. If you want something old school, you can't. But like, he's got a bunch of issues. You want a good AstroTrain, get the new Siege of Cybertron 1. Makes a great train, great robot. The jet spaceship mode sucks. Like, there's issues with that can't be fixed. I wonder if a third-party company came up with something for that. I should look that up. All three of his robot mode has issues, but all three of his modes look pretty good, actually. So, this has been Colwen, talking about the classics, AstroTrain, and the Siege AstroTrain. Thank you guys for watching. Good night.